Hey, is it legal to say you want to kill someone on a podcast?
No, but let's hear it.
Emergency Weezer broadcast.
Welcome to Picking Up Something Good. This is an Emergency Weezer podcast. This is a limited event, prestige podcast about Radiohead and Weezer. With me today, as always, is my co-host, the man with the most. He's got it all. He's got the toast for the host, Mace.
It's me, Mace. And with me is you've seen them on Jeopardy.
Yep.
You've seen them on Wheel of Fortune.
Uh-huh.
You've seen them on the 11 o'clock news. No crimes.
None.
You've seen them on multiple infomercials at 3 a.m. when you wake up and you're bleary-eyed and you're like 15 and you're watching Nick at Night.
Frankly, too many of those.
Nikki Flowers.
Oh, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. Thank you for being with me, as always, on this Picking Up Something Good. I know this is an emergency podcast, but it's always nice to record with you. So
Yeah, it is the end of January. It is literally January 31st right now.
2021, I should say.
2021,
because
yes.
Our schedule is so infrequent. We could be releasing an episode from 2020. It's really unclear. So, so thank you for hanging in there. We're still alive, as you can see with this new episode. Our finale for season 2 is what would you call it, Mace?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
There's
There's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah,
And-
there's a lot that is going on these days.
And we live in a land of contrasts, so we're working on it, and we'll get it to you soon. And that's it. But today we do have slightly bigger fish to fry.
Before we do that, though, have you been, Nikki?
Sorry, I'm burping. You know what? Leave that in. Just like show people that I have a healthy system. Like, I don't mind. Like, I'm gassy, but it's coming out just fine. I'm doing, all things considered. I'm burping and squirting, and I'm just taking it one day at a time. I don't know what that means necessarily. I've actually had a rough go of it, but right now I'm sort of exiting a bad depressive episode, so I get sort of loopy. And also, I've smoked marijuana, which is legal in the state that I live in, so
420.
fuck off. I thought it was, it's an emergency episode, and we're going to talk about some heavy stuff. So I needed a little bit of a break. Needed a little buzz, but I'm doing good. It's been a roller coaster. How about you?
It's been January.
It's just the whole time. It's been January.
You tweeted something yesterday that you were like, it feels like January 42nd.
Oh, God.
It sure fucking does.
And it's the 42nd again today. Like, it's not even the 43rd today.
Yeah, we're living in fucking Groundhog Day. Every day is the same shit.
Same shit, same day, every day. It's not even a different day. It's the same shit. Anyway, so we're doing great, which is why it's been January, yes.
So before we get started with OK Human, I wanted to say that we had this idea the day that Weezer announced the album.
Right, yeah. Well, you say before we get started with this, people don't even know what we're talking about. So here's what it is. Well, it might be in the title, that's fair, of the podcast. But
it doesn't matter. People don't read.
Weezer, the band, released a new album. And now normally I know what you're thinking, Nikki, shut the fuck up. And I get it, but they did. And I know this is normally a Radiohead podcast, but as Mace mentioned, the title of their new album is, say it with me, 1, 2, 3,
OK
Human, which is a direct reference to Say It With Me, 1, 2, 3.
Kid
OK,
A.
Mace,
No?
Mace,
Shit.
we gotta hold it together.
Okay, ready? Okay, let's say it together.
1, 2, 3.
3.
Kid
Hail
A.
to the
God,
thief.
Fuck.
It's OK Computer.
It's OK Computer, obviously. And we exchanged some messages that night. I think it was announced. So you brought it to me. So tell me about that night.
It was actually the afternoon, Nikki.
There's no... Fuck off. Like, there's no such thing as time. It doesn't matter.
I was at work. I work at an animation studio. It is not Disney. I don't work at Disney.
Yeah, he does. He keeps trying to give Mickey Mouse a penis, and he keeps trying... He doesn't even work in the animation. Like, he's not an animator, but he keeps like sneaking in and trying to draw penises on Mickey Mouse.
That's how it works. Like
in
it's
places that would surprise you.
on his elbow.
Yeah.
I texted
continue.
Nikki. I texted Nikki the link to, I think it was a Pitchfork article.
It was something like
announcing the album. And I was like, they fucking called it what? And Nikki was like, okay, we have to get the band together.
Yeah, it was time to dust off the old microphone. I have a new computer now. Can you hear that? Wait, hold on. Let's get some room tone. Hear this? Do you hear what you don't hear? That's
Beautiful.
right, because you don't hear it. It's my old laptop's fan that sounds like... None of that anymore. I got a new laptop, so... So it was it was time, and this required, like, DEF CON 5, which is the bad one. It doesn't matter. This required, like, we needed to do this.
We consider this a threat to our show.
So they announced it sometime in January of this... interminable January, and they were like, it's going to come out next week, which we were like, okay, great.
Whatever that means.
I think it was January 21st. It literally doesn't matter. And so it came out, and then we listened to it. And now we're recording an episode about it. And Mace, we have a lot of notes. That was the other thing we discussed. We have a lot of notes. More than usual. I take very stream of consciousness, very broad strokes notes most of the time, which is why a lot of my music criticism is like, this fucks, but I took a lot of notes this time.
So, okay, before we fully get into it.
God, every time. Oh, let's not fully get into it. What are you? You're so passive.
Gonna dip our little toes into it.
God, you're so scared.
So, what is your familiarity level with Weezer?
Oh, listeners and followers of my Twitter might know of my strange sort of meme appreciation of Weezer, specifically the Blue Album, which is when they should have stopped recording albums. And I love the Blue Album. I don't know about you.
I like the Blue Album.
It's great. It's fun. Don't take it seriously. It's just fun rock and roll. It's like, I'm a nerd and I play guitar and I got some friends who play the drums. It doesn't sound like that, but that's the vibe, right?
Yeah, and then the next album is like, I'm horny and I'm a little racist.
And I combine the two. It's not great. And then they just kept being a band. So, but as a child, I was, privy to hearing such tracks known as Beverly Hills on the radio, when the Green Album was out. So, I mean, like, Weezer was a part of my sort of the cultural milieu.
Milieu. Like oeuvre.
Milieu. And we've all listened to a Weezer album. I think the last Weezer album that I, actually paid attention to when it came out, because I stopped being a 14-year-old who was pretending to be a boy and then became an adult who had other things to do besides worry about Weezer or gender. It was, I think, it was the album with Pork and Beans. Was that Ratitude, or is that the one before?
That's the Red Album.
Oh, okay. So that is when I stopped. I thought it was Ratitude that I stopped paying attention.
Ratitude is the one with Lil Wayne on it.
See, I have no knowledge of that. That's news to me.
So
it must have been the Red Album when I stopped. Like, I was like, Pork and Beans. Yeah, okay, yeah. All the YouTube. Yeah, uh-huh. And then I just stopped.
All the memes. Yeah.
There was no decision to, stop. It just happened one day. I was just like, oh, they might be giants.
No, we're talking about Weezer.
Oh, right, yeah. No, I just meant I have other bands.
And they're not giants.
Yeah, exactly. They're just wheezing. I don't need that.
I'm a fairly large fan of Weezer. Like, I like Weezer. I think that a lot of their people who know me will know that I don't believe in the carceral system. But I do think...
I like where this is going.
I do think that Rivers Cuomo deserves to be in prison for a lot of the music he's created.
I think most of it, yeah. Uh-huh. And he just... Oh, man.
The Blue Album's great.
The Blue Album is so good, you guys.
Pinkerton, I think, borders on a crime.
I think Pinkerton's really, 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 really bad. I think Pinkerton is... We should at least have a hearing about this, kind of.
Yeah, I'm not 15 anymore, and I didn't just break up with my first girlfriend. I don't need to listen to Pinkerton anymore.
I'm dumb, she's a lesbian.
That's oh boy.
I remember even as a kid, I was like, I don't really understand what this. I don't like this though. Like, even before I could kind of get it, I was like, the music's nice. I like guitar music, but
Yeah.
she's a lesbian, bro. I mean, get over it. So they've been kind of. Rivers Cuomo.
I'm a big fan of Maladroit, the album. I think it's a good album, only because, literally, here's a little tidbit about the creation of Maladroit. Rivers Cuomo gave the fans the ability to help decide the track list.
That was pretty fun. I like that as a concept.
And then he got mad at them because they kept picking the songs that weren't shitty.
Yeah, and he's like, no, but I like my shitty ones. You know, the ones that are very formulaic. The ones that sound like all the other ones. You guys don't want these? And he threw a big poopy. That's
He threw
what
a big
I call a
tantrum.
tantrum.
And then he quit the forums.
He rage quit his own forums with his fans like, hey, could you, he was like, I'm getting harassed, and the fans were like, hey, can you put good songs on your new album? Thanks.
could you make the songs good instead of bad? And then
he's like, no, I'm taking my toys and going home.
They did one half good album in the Red album.
Yeah.
Which I think a couple of songs on there are pretty good. They're like they're reasonable.
Pork and Beans is fun.
It is fun.
And Troublemaker is like, it makes sense that was also the other single that got kind of some airplay.
Yeah. The Greatest Man Who Ever Lived is it's both the worst song I've ever heard and the best song I've ever heard.
Yeah, that one's, you kind of just have to give into it. Yeah, that's true.
And then after that, I just kind of ignored the rest of the albums.
Except
for Hurley.
Well, see, I was going to bring up Hurley. Okay, I swear to God, we're going to actually get into our emergency bulletin, and you'll hear it because I have a special audio cue for our emergency bulletin, but we're just giving the context for why the fuck we're doing a Weezer episode, okay? So chill out. Set your podcast app to 1.5 speed if you're impatient, but actually don't do that because I think that sucks. Anyway,
set it to 0.5.
Yeah. Oh, we sound really drunk. Have you ever I love doing that. Listening to a podcast at 0.5 and they're like, so we're listening to today. I love it. Anyway, what was I saying?
You were going to talk about Hurley.
Right. So that's the thing. It's so forgettable. But my friend, I remember when it came out, my friend was like, hey, so Weezer has a new album. And I was like, okay, cool.
Fine.
I knew he liked Weezer, and I was like, yeah, cool, right on, man. You know, I wasn't like, oh, whatever. I was just like, yeah, right on. Cheers. And he was like, it's called Hurley. And I was like, okay. And he's like, like the Lost character. They made an album about the Lost character Hurley. And I was like,
no, they didn't.
No, here's the thing. I was like, they made an album about Hurley from Lost. And I was like, and he was like, yeah, I think so. That's what I heard. and this was, I remember, this was years ago when it came out. And I was like, oh, that's fucking stupid. And he's like, yeah, here's the album art. And I was like, yeah, that's Hurley. Oh, it's fucking Hurley. And it took me like years until it was like, oh, it's not about Hurley. For some reason, this kid had me convinced in high school that Hurley was like a rock opera about Hurley from Lost.
I think that would have been better than what came out.
Well, and then when I learned it was just a regular Weezer album, I was like, oh, okay.
So on that album is a song where he Command F's the word socks and replaces it with sex.
So like,
it's a song about looking for his socks, but it's called "Where's My Sex,"
and that's the whole.
Yeah, that's the whole conceit of that song. And also, Michael Cera plays an instrument on the last track.
I'm so fucking exhausted. Thinking about Hurley. I think before I die, we need to get to the emergency bulletin.
Hold on, wait. The album cover.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is the album cover to Hurley.
The album cover is a picture of Hurley, or Jorge Garcia.
Yeah. Oh, right, because that's his character's name, right?
Yes. That's not his legal name.
Hi,
Hurley.
I'm Hurley, and that's his voice.
Hey, it's me, Hurley.
What's up? I've never seen Lost.
The full photo is a picture of him embracing Rivers Cuomo on the back, like in the backstage area of Lopez Tonight, a show that got canceled after like 2 seasons.
Wait, like George Lopez had a talk show?
George Lopez had a talk show on TBS called Lopez Tonight.
That Lopez, right?
Yes, George Lopez.
On TBS.
On TBS.
Where you're allowed to be funny. I don't know what their slogan
he's very
is.
funny.
I don't know what the TBS slogan is. Anyway,
it's
that's
very,
very, very interesting facts about Hurley by Weezer.
But we're not here to talk about that.
Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your perspective, we are not here to talk about Hurley by Weezer. We are, in fact, here to bring you a special emergency bulletin about OK Human by Weezer. Mace, Nikki, take it away.
Yeah, we're talking about Okay Human.
Yeah, we're this
Dear
is
God.
the album that we listened to of our own volition.
We decided to do this.
Mace, we decided to do this. I tried to keep it minimal what I thought of it until we got on the record here, but I think you got the gist of what I was picking up when I was putting it down, you know?
Nikki, this album's 30 minutes long, which is in your sweet spot.
Oh my god, but it feels like it's so much longer. I don't like this album, Mace. Mace, I don't like this album. Mace, I dislike this album. Mace, I couldn't even wait to tell you about how much I dislike this album. We didn't even get through the review of the first song, what we even thought about it. I'm getting theatrical about how much I hate it right now. I don't like it. I don't like it. So how did you, what did you think about the first song?
All my favorite songs is not my favorite song.
This song fucking sucks.
Oh my god. Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing.
These lyrics are horrible.
He's not a good writer. My notes are very clear about that. I wrote down some very scathing words about Rivers Cuomo that I'm going to paraphrase some of it. I don't think I can repeat a lot of my notes on this podcast.
Because they're threats?
They're direct threats to him. Wink, wink, satire. I'm not the Joker. I'm just joking.
So,
TM.
okay, can we talk about how this album is trying to be OK Computer too?
So it's trying to be, it's like being like Rivers. It's literally like if you hear OK Human by Weezer, you think, oh, OK Computer. And that's what they want, because it's essentially like, hey, hi, we're Weezer. We think we're qualified to do a response to OK Computer.
One of the greatest albums I've ever heard.
Well, and there's this thing later, they also do another thing with a different band that I'm going to bring up later it's a theory I have, and I'm not sure how, we'll see how it is. But it's about a band that we've talked about on this podcast before, but it's not Radiohead. We'll get into it. All my favorite songs fucking sucks.
This fucking sucks. I hate that he rhymes sad, mad, and bad.
Oh, where'd you come up with that? When you went to Yale or whatever? When you quit the band for like 3 years?
Harvard.
Or whatever? Same thing. Oh, so you learn that at Harvard, Rivers? Sad, mad, and bad? Oh my god, this stupid piece of shit. This is going to be one of our most aggressive episodes, I think, because we really do not like this man.
I hate this man so much.
Oh my god, is this even going to be fun to listen to? It's just us, like, for 45 to an hour, just like, fuck this, piece of shit. Not like, it's, Anyway, so I liked that it started with this sounded like a Mellotron at the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, oh, okay, so they're like doing a different thing. That's fun. Okay, Weezer, I'm willing to have an open mind here. And then it just like continues.
And it doesn't stop.
And the whole thing sounds like a rejected song from the end credits of a Wes Anderson movie.
Oh my god, I have a point about that here. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, what is this shit?
At the beginning of the song, Weezer is so transparently trying to evoke Pinkerton.
Oof, I know. Ugh.
It's basically like every single thing that they've done since Hurley maybe has been like, hey, do you remember when we wrote good songs? And then the second album where all our songs were creepy, but the music was good?
What if we did that, but worse?
I don't like this song.
This song sucks. This sounds like it sounds like Weezer wants me to buy a Toyota Corolla with 0% APR financing. It doesn't sound like a real human emotion went into the writing of it. And that is a theme that will come up a lot in this. And I
don't know if he was trying to be human or a computer.
Yeah. So like, how far does he take this theme? Well, let's see, for example. I don't know that I have much more to say about all my favorite songs. That's like sort of a Baroque sort of like chamber sort of sound he's going for, which continues throughout the album. Like, is there a guitar on this album, Mace?
I do not think there is.
What's up with that?
There's like acoustic guitars, and there's a point later on where I think it travels into good territory, but then they put the Baroque into it.
Oh, there's like little flashes here and there, which I think I bring up like the 4 of them, where it's like, oh, wait a sec. Okay. It's like, it's that immediate, and it starts with this song, and it continues into
Alu Gobi sounds.
Alu Gobi.
So this song, and I was reading the Genius page about it. Alu Gobi was written in 2017. Describes a typical date for Andrew Cuomo.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's his brother, Rivers. Sorry.
Yeah.
You were thinking
Andrew, there's Mario, and there's Rivers.
Andrew, Mario, Chris. Don't forget good old Chris.
Oh, for Chris Cuomo and Rivers Cuomo.
Yakking it up on that CNN. It's that Chris News Network, they call it over there. And their brother Rivers. I get the Cuomos mixed up. I don't know if Chris is the one on that. It doesn't fucking matter. Anyway.
It describes a typical date for Cuomo and his wife, Kyoko, which would always involve ordering the titular cauliflower dish and checking out whatever movie was showing at the Aero Theater. This song takes place in Santa Monica, a place that I have been to quite a few times.
Okay, so to describe to me, so I'm new to California, as you might know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really get out much because there's not really much to do here in California. It's kind of boring. Everything's closed for some reason. So yeah. I don't really know what's going on here, and I don't know. Anyway, so Santa Monica, is that like a nice place to be?
Sort of. Half of it is the world famous Santa Monica Pier, which is a bunch of bullshit, and they charge you $8 for a soft serve ice cream.
That seems very reasonable.
The other
very
half,
economically sound.
The other half is a fairly quiet-ish, like, downtown area.
Okay.
There's an Apple store there. There's a shoe store.
You hate to see that.
There is
the Apple
a
store, not the shoe
Nike store. There's a Peloton.
So what you're saying is...
There's a lot of stores there.
There's a lot of stuff to do.
And movie
this song
theaters.
is about how boring and sad it is to go to dinner in a movie with his wife in Santa Monica.
There's a lot of songs about his wife in this.
Oh, how boring it is to, we just do this all the time. Oh, how sad it is to go to a movie theater. We feel so bad for you, Rivers. Why are you putting this on this album right now?
So wait, Helen, I have a point about that.
Yeah.
So, the irony in that song is unbelievable to me, he says, shaking his head. When I wrote it, I was just so bored with my social life, but I really took it for granted. That's all been obliterated now, and I sure do miss it. The joke was on me. He realizes that it's kind of gauche for him to be like, I'm bored of my wife. So good introspection, but like...
Okay, well, sure, but it's still not a good song.
It's not very good.
And at the end of the day, isn't that what matters? Isn't it, at the end of the day, here at Picking Up Something Good headquarters... Does it fuck or slap? And it matters. And it doesn't slap or fuck. And that still does matter. Alu Gobi. I don't know what that means. I feel like we should research it. But we don't do research on the show.
It's a cauliflower dish.
I don't think they can... Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's fun. I didn't pay attention to the lyrics that much.
Well, I mean, that's not in the lyrics, but...
Oh, okay.
I've had Alu Gobi before.
What happened to them being a rock band?
I don't know.
I thought that was their whole thing. Right?
They have another album coming out after this.
Van Weezer was like going to be their whole return to like rock. And then they put out this fucking indie twee shit that I don't think they can pull off.
So, have you seen the press photos for this album?
No, I couldn't
dare.
The
picture of Rivers Cuomo with like the middle part and the glasses and the mustache wearing like a tweed jacket. He looks like he's in the Decemberists.
Like it seems weird that they're like doing this like... I don't mind a band changing their sound. That's not my opposition here. My opposition is like with the rest of the album, it feels like a fake pivot. It doesn't feel like they actually mean... They don't actually... I don't... Like, why are they... There should be a reason you're doing Baroque chamber pop, right?
Yeah.
There should be a reason. No, I mean, sure, it sounds good if you do it right, and that's reason enough, maybe. But also, like, what's your intention? Like, what is it that you're saying with this sound pivot? Right?
Yeah, all these songs are like fake, grandiose, and deep.
They don't actually have any. They're just cardboard cutouts of the things they're talking about. They don't actually have anything to say. Like Alu Gobi, I'm sure is a nice dish, but we're only hearing someone say how boring it is to eat it. Wow, gee, I can't wait to hear that song again.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't give a shit. And like, is he pitching his voice up, or is that like someone else doing backup? Did you hear that?
That's him.
I've been wondering about that. Like, has his voice been getting like? Has he been doing like a higher falsetto? Like, because I haven't heard Weezer since Red Album. This is all new to me.
Have you noticed, and I don't know how often you listen to, like, Death Cab for Cutie.
I actually have been getting back into them recently.
They're
is that
really
weird?
Good.
Is that weird?
No, they're great.
No, for some reason, like, the quarantine has hit me in such a way that right now, in January of 2021, it's weird that you say that, because I've been getting in a kick of their older stuff. Huh.
Have you noticed, though, how Ben Gibbard's voice has changed?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it went from a little more freewheeling to, like, gruffer, kind of?
Yeah, a little bit. It's got a little bit of it's got some character on it. I'm wondering if the same thing is happening to Rivers, but in a different way.
In a worse way.
In a worse way. I don't know. This should have ended with the bridge, this song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That would have been nice. And it wouldn't have. I think it would have. It's not a terrible song, but it just lasts too long.
It goes a little too long.
It's also not that great of a song, right?
Yeah. I think we should read instead. We should read Grapes of Wrath. I've never read Grapes of Wrath.
Let's read Grapes of Wrath. It's a book about bunnies. I hear about.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, it's a book about bunnies. You should read it.
That's like when somebody told me I should read Watership Down.
No, that's mean. You should. It's not about, but it's kind of the same thing. You shouldn't actually. It is. It's actually a very harrowing tale about a family trying to get through the Great Depression. So.
Okay, I'm not going to read that.
There is a bunny in it, but it's not happy. Anyway, I just wanted to get that out there so you didn't actually read it expecting a fun tale about bunnies and then get very, 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 very sad and mad at me and bad and mad and sad. Anyway.
You rhyme mad and sad just like Rivers Cuomo.
I'm a fucking poet. What do you think about Grapes of Wrath of the song, though?
Here's the thing. At first I didn't hate this one.
Yeah.
And then I found out it's an ad for Audible.
No fucking shit. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking with me right now?
So here's the thing. Have you noticed the chorus?
I only caught part of it. I was like, he references he references other books. Like, he has this thing about Big Brother and zombie hordes, which is like, oh, so epic bacon of you, Rivers.
Yeah.
It's like, what, put on my wireless headphones and listen to Grapes of Wrath or something?
No, he says, I'm gonna rock my Audible, headphone Grapes of Wrath, drift off to oblivion, I just don't care. He says the brand name, it is capital A, Audible.
I hate that.
And so here's the thing. I checked. I tried to make sure, like, sometimes you can drop a brand name in something. And you can be like, oh, this was like in my song. I can say like Tylenol or McDonald's or Panera Bread.
They Might Be Giants has a song where they reference NyQuil, but they couldn't put it in the title. They could say it in the song though. Like, I know that there's a thing like that, right?
Yeah.
But like that, just fucking, it's an ad. Like,
I
they
checked.
paid for it.
No, I don't know if they paid for it, but I checked, and there is a page on Audible's website.
Yeah.
Called Rock Audible with Weezer, and it is their book recommendations. There's a whole like interview with Rivers Cuomo. There's a whole thing, and this album was announced and released with a week of anticipation, so this has to have been pre-planned. I wonder if they heard the words, if Rivers Cuomo wrote those words.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like, and they came to him.
No, or he went to them.
Right, yeah, like, which one is it? Oh, I wonder if he did go to them, like, hey, look at this song I wrote. You're Audible. Wouldn't sure be nice if you could just,
Yeah.
I'm Rivers. Throw me a couple bucks.
This is an ad for Amazon.
This fucking sucks. And he ruins what sounds like a bunch of really cool instrumentals, and he keeps doing that throughout the entire fucking album. Like, some of the time, it sounds pretty good underneath his whatever he's doing, right?
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of this sounds awful, musically. Like, I just want to say that, like, what are we, 32 minutes in? I don't hate all of the sounds on here.
No, here's the thing. A lot of them are passable. However, he made this an Audible ad.
Yeah, he made this an Audible ad. If it wasn't an Audible ad, the lyrics are bad anyway. See what I'm doing there? Fucking poser. Yeah.
I got something
I can do it too. His lyrics are just bad.
I got something to say about the lyrics.
Yeah.
So, there is the bridge.
Yeah.
Where he sings, open ear and open mind, I can see without my eyes, Frodo jonesing for the ring, soon I'll be there smiling in my dreams. There is a set of original lyrics for this bridge that I think he talked about on an interview or something like that. Or because Rivers Cuomo has a chat room on his website, because he's also taking web design classes at Harvard and has the worst website of all time.
Yeah.
So he posted the original lyrics. In the original lyrics are probably worse. So here are the lyrics for the bridge as follows.
Okay.
Pornhub helps folks loosen up. Medication helps for some. I prefer a Tolstoy read. Soon I'll be there smiling in my dreams. Where he's basically like, some people like jacking off. Some people take antidepressants. Me? I'm cool, I read.
Where do I work out? The library. Have you heard of it? Fuck off. I hate him. Oh my god, let's move on. I want to kill him.
Okay, I want to stop here. I want to stop here at 3 tracks in.
Okay,
Do we hear Radiohead in this?
Do we hear Radiohead in this?
Do we hear like...
No.
Do we hear like a reflection of anything that you could have learned from OK Computer?
No, in fact, I lost things I learned from OK Computer. But I have to go back and re-listen to OK Computer and relearn the beautiful, beautiful lessons those beautiful boys taught us. Okay? About how computers in it. And it's true. And I feel like because I like, you know how like sometimes you just like, if you hit your head, some of those brain cells are going to die, son. I feel like if you listen to OK Human by Weezer would have been way better. OK Human by Weezer, however, I feel like I've lost knowledge of OK Computer because of it. Like, it knocked it out. It's just it's so inferior. You know what they are doing, though?
What?
They're not aping Radiohead sonically or lyrically or at all.
Which is a plus.
Oh, thank God they didn't try to do that. I think that would be worse. What they're doing is they're doing a Beatles thing.
Yeah, like a.
They're doing a Beatles pastiche almost. And
What's that one album?
I don't fucking know.
The one with
is it the one where he goes,
Wood on it.
What? Say it again.
The one Norwegian Wood on it.
Is that the same album where he goes?
No, that's a different one. He doesn't go on Rubber Soul. Rubber Soul's a pretty nice album. I'm sorry.
So he doesn't go on Rubber Soul.
No, Rubber Soul. I'm sorry to Beatles post, but Rubber Soul is a pretty good album.
Well, we argue. That's fine, and you don't always agree with your friends, and so, but there is more Beatles posting in the future in my notes. So just bear with me here. I have a theory. So think about it in your head while we talk about the next song, which is Numbers. Here's
the thing. I don't think this is a bad song at all.
I want to kill you now, because I disagree so strongly. But tell me about your opinion about it, because I am interested.
I think the lyrics are terrible.
Yes, we can. You know what? Agree to agree on that one.
I think 100%. I think the lyrics are like about likes and follows and shit.
Yeah.
And I think that personally, Rivers took the wrong lessons from OK Computer.
I think maybe this is where we actually start to see him like approaching trying to talk about maybe things similar to what was brought up in OK Computer. I'm being very generous here. Because Numbers, like, here in my notes, I'm just like, am I listening to Hamilton right now? Fuck off, Rivers. I hate you. I hope the numbers get you. I hope they fucking get you. And that's what I have in my notes. That's the only thing I wrote for Numbers, and I stand by it.
Sonically, it's fine. Musically, sonically, it's fine. Lyrically, this, I can't.
Doesn't it sound like a show tune? Like a Hamilton
It sounds like a show tune.
Yeah. Because I think the lyrics make, like, recursively then make the music sound like it's a fucking Hamilton piece. But I think if you added maybe a different vocal track, I could hear the musical part of this song being not as grating. But I think, honestly, most of these songs, I think would be interesting.
What's up?
Sorry, I know I'm rambling, but that is what a podcast is for, so I figure.
Of course.
Right. I want to see the other Weezer guys break away from Rivers and do their own thing.
I wonder if they'd make better music.
I don't know if it would be better or worse or good or bad. I think it would be an interesting thing because I'm hearing interesting things on this record, and I don't know how much the rest of the band. I don't know how. It's mostly Rivers, right, who does all the songwriting. I don't know how much input they do on, but like,
have I told you how Rivers Cuomo writes music?
No, I don't think so. We don't really normally. This is kind of the only time we've ever really talked about Rivers Cuomo at length, Mace, which is weird. You'd think there'd be more times we'd talk about
but
him.
we talk about Rivers Cuomo like constantly in our private conversations when we're not doing the show. That's all we talk about. Like we're like the Mythbusters. We don't like each other only to talk about Rivers Cuomo.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, sorry. Hold your thought real quick. Which Mythbusters are we?
Fuck.
Would I be Jamie?
Which one is that? Is that the one with the
Jamie's the grumpy one with the mustache and the beret.
Okay, I was gonna say I was the grumpy one with the mustache and the beret, but okay.
I don't know. Could we be? Is it possible to have two Jamies and no Adam?
No, because they need to hate each other.
Well, we'll work on that later. We'll pick that up. I'll put a bookmark on that. Put that later. What was your thing you were saying? I just think that's also important, just to think about.
Rivers Cuomo writes music using a spreadsheet.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
In what capacity would a spreadsheet be helpful in the... Oh my God, I'm going to kill this man. It's... Oh God, okay. Is it
Rivers
just for...
Cuomo used Google Sheets to make ambitious new album Pacific Daydream from a couple years ago. Hold on.
Okay. You got me so far. I'm super... Yep.
Give me a second.
Us hooked. Oh, you got us all hooked. I'm a part of the audience right now. Like you,
So-
I'm on tenterhooks right now.
So, the band's 11th studio LP due October 27th. This is from an older album, but he still does this.
Okay.
Cuomo estimates he drew on thousands of riffs, chord progressions, and beats stored on his home computer for the album, and wrote a custom formula in Google Sheets to pair up musical ideas, some dating back to 2000, based on their key and tempo. Then I can see which ideas are most likely to fit with each other. Then I'll find an idea and be like, whoa, I don't even remember making this. It's kind of like collaborating with myself. So he has lyrics, he has beats, he has riffs, and then he categorizes all of them. And using a spreadsheet tries to merge them.
How? That still doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm all for like doing like I have a similar thing, but I use, I don't know, Ableton Live projects.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
for
writing
example,
an album with AI right now.
Yeah, and that's totally like I'm not saying don't use a spreadsheet to make music, but like why Rivers Cuomo? This seems like overly technical for the maybe that's why it's so formulaic and put together. Because it's literally a bunch of fucking Excel sheets. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. That makes a lot of sense, though. I don't like him anymore, but I don't hate him anymore either. It's good information to have, though. Thank you.
This song is...
I hate this song, and I hope the numbers get him, and I hope they get us all.
I hope they get us. Personally, I think they've already gotten me.
Imagine a big number 5 with a knife coming at you. Right? What is that? Like a big bubble letter, like a goofy Sesame Street kind of looking number 5.
5. And he's got a knife.
Stop you once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times.
So let's play the piano.
Sorry. Oh my god, actually let's not. And say that we did. Like,
Rivers Cuomo voiced my wife. That's the first note I have here.
My wife.
He could have said Borat voiced my wife, and I think I would have liked the song better.
Borat voiced my wife. Haven't showered in 3 days. I don't know how the song goes, but I just remember that he like hasn't showered in a while or something.
He hasn't washed his hair in 3 weeks, it says. This is teetering on being a Queen ripoff instead of a Radiohead ripoff.
This is well, so here's my thing. Here Beatles posting again, sorry.
Yeah.
But like he does this again, but like he's doing a Beatles like I don't know that he's doing it intentionally, but like with the very Baroque sort of like there are production stuff. There's Beatles did this kind of stuff, like album like songs that sound like this album, right? Like
Yeah.
Like so it's partly that, but I think that's not all of it. But like playing my piano, first of all, is one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my life. I just want to get that off my chest. Somehow worse than Numbers. Second of all, it's like a cheap While My Guitar Gently Weeps, but about a piano. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. And also, I feel like that line in the chorus where he says he's living in the womb is fucking weird.
He's a fucking weirdo. He's like not... I'm sorry. Like, what a freak. I hate to throw that word around, but look at him. Hear what he says.
And also the line about Kim Jong-un blowing up his city, that's weird.
What's up with that? And like this, all of it, again, it just feels so artificial and cheap and not real. I don't actually feel, he doesn't convince me that he's feeling any of these fucking things in this song. Like you can't just say, I'm so sad. You have to be sad. Like you have to know what sadness is, Rivers. Cry me some fucking Rivers, Cuomo. I'm sorry, it was a bad joke.
That's the title of the episode.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, I'll take it. Well, no, because, like, this song really this is when I really started to get pissed off at this album. Like, I tried to come into this with an open mind, even though I was like, they're naming it what? But playing my piano is where they immediately 100% lost me. They lost me with this one. This one fucking sucks. I'm sorry. And I've never... this is like... This song, you know what this song is like?
What is it?
Let me paint you like a word picture here, okay? Close your eyes.
Okay. Eyes closed.
Audience, close your eyes. Audience driving, you too. Imagine this.
Turn.
Oh, turn to left. Don't worry, we'll drive for you. Don't worry. Okay, maybe actually open your eyes. It'll be easier. Okay, so everyone, close your eyes who can. Rivers is crafting the finest diamond rings. He tells you. And he's very excited about this. He's your friend. He tells you, I'm making jewelry now. And you think, you know what, Rivers, it's great. We're all in quarantine. It's nice to have a hobby, right? He's very excited about making something special. And he wants to make something special.
I'm glad you're not jacking off anymore, like recreational.
No, yeah, like it's good that you have something else besides jacking off and crying. Which we've all been there.
Yeah.
And we still are to this day. And he's very excited, and he wants to make something special for you. He wants to make you a ring, the listener. He wants to make you a ring. And he really, really, really wants it to mean something. And it's kind of getting on your nerves how much he's like hyping it up, right?
Yeah.
And then when you finally get it, A, you have to pay for it. B, it's not a gift. You do have to pay for it. B, it's a cubic zirconium. All cubic zirconium. There's no diamond.
No.
And the brass leaves that weird green residue ring around your finger. And it's hard to, you gotta really scrub when you take it off. Who wants that? That's not fun. And like, you don't believe that he actually put that much time into it, right? You think this is fucking cheap. I could have put this together. This brass he probably took from a fucking lamp around his house or something. You know, like, that's what these songs feel like. Does that make sense? Or
that makes sense.
Is that too much? Like, I really tear into this guy because I really dislike him. And that's the only reason why. I only insult the man because I just hate the man that he is.
I hate where he's ended up, personally.
I hate that he is Rivers Cuomo.
This song reminds me of, do you remember that Birthday Boys sketch, Keeping the Beat?
Yeah.
Where he's like, take a look at me, I'm keeping the beat. Where when he sings, I'm pounding out the bass, singing out the tune.
Yeah.
I'm playing my piano.
This feels like that. He's like, I'm playing my piano and I'm really sad. It's like, okay, yeah, we fucking get it. It tries to approach like a Paul McCartney kind of like aloofness at writing. Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? He's trying to do a Beatles thing, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it totally feel like he's doing a Beatles thing? It comes up more, trust me. I really need to talk about another song or I'm going to kill myself.
Let's do a Mirror Image. This is a wife guy song.
This is another wife guy song, and you'd think Mirror Image. Oh, so it'd be the mirror of the previous song, so it'd be a good song, right? You'd think that.
No.
You'd fucking think that.
Here's the thing. Here's what I wrote in my notes.
Yeah.
To use terms that we've used here before on Picking Up Something Good, a limited prestige podcast about Weezer and Radiohead. This is a wife guy song, but it also feels incredibly divorced.
Ooh, like, it does feel both.
Like if Chance the Rapper decided to get into orchestras.
Oh my god, wow. Ooh, okay, so if he does do that, we do kind of probably have to do an episode about that because that would be fascinating just on its own. But you're right, it does kind of feel like, are you married or are you divorced? Like, are you so sad you're happy or are you so happy you're sad? Like, what is it that you're feeling? And that's what I mean. It doesn't feel like, this is where in my notes, I say, thank Christ, this is only 1 minute and 38 seconds long. I'm going to commit Kermit suicide. I specifically misspelled it.
I think that the ending of this, technically, it is an interesting use of using a voice note. Lyrically, I don't care.
Yeah, that's why the quality of the recording changes.
Yeah, that's an iPhone voice note, I'm pretty sure.
I'm 100%, yeah. Oh, no, I knew it was something, like it was a demo that he like put in or something. I hope God shuns Rivers Cuomo because I think, I talked to God. God thinks you're fucked, Rivers.
You're going to hell, Rivers.
God speaks to me every day, and it's all about how Rivers Cuomo is going to hell. The dude won't shut up about it. I'm like, I don't know what this has to do with me, man.
Let's talk about the next song.
Yeah, I don't have anything. Yeah.
Here's the thing. The bass line on this song is really good.
Yeah, like I hate to admit it, you got me there. You got me there, Weezer. I just got wheezed.
You got wheezed, and that's gross.
You got fucking wheezed.
You got wheezed on. So this song, sonically, again.
Yeah, it's fun. The same fucking problem.
Fun.
But then,
however,
there's that one thing that, what's that thing he says to start his lyrics? What's that one really creepy thing he really draws out and says really long, Mace? What does he say? Young girl. He starts his song, it's just, made me want to puke. Like, it starts with, honestly, a pretty nice riff. Like, oh shit, are they getting interesting now? And then I don't know how the melody goes because I'm trying to excise it all out of my head, but he says young girl. And
here's
then,
the thing.
Do you have the lyrics?
The lyrics are, and this is where I feel uncomfortable with the song, because I feel like he's doing this kind of just to like, it feels weird because he feels like he's trying to tear down this teenage girl for doing things that she enjoys doing.
Yeah, Screens fucking sucks as a song because the whole thing is just like, oh, so what though? Like, what's your oh, wow, people are on their screens a lot? Wow, thanks for releasing this brilliant song in 2021. Fucking Rivers. No one's ever made a fucking political cartoon about it.
So the song, the first verse is, young girl lying flat in her bed, streaming images to her head, homework or memes, slime or Blackpink, like the K-pop band.
Yeah.
8 hours gone, now her mind's blown. She don't want me here.
Okay, so first of all, you're a grown man. Of course she doesn't want you in her fucking bedroom. Second of all, you just said she also does homework. So she's getting her homework done, and then she streams K-pop? What's wrong with that? What's the problem?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, she did her homework and listened to music for 8 hours? Oh my god, society is fucking dying, Rivers.
Okay, that's what I'm getting to now. The chorus, he says, now the real world is dying as everyone moves into the cloud.
Yeah.
Can you tell me where we're going? Where will we be 21 years from now? Everyone stares at the screens. X2.
Off dog shit lyrics. Just dog shit lyrics.
Dog shit lyrics. I have a bone to pick.
Yeah.
100% with people that think that OK Computer is about shit like this.
Okay, so we did, I'm sure we made like a million jokes about that in the actual OK Computer episode we did, and because I continue to this day, right?
Yeah.
It's funny to say that it's about computers, isn't it? Right?
It's fun to make fun of Radiohead because I think as a fan of something that takes itself a little seriously, maybe these days less than others, because I've seen Tom York smiling recently.
That was weird.
That's fucking weird.
I'm glad we brought that up because this is still, I know this is a Weezer podcast a lot today, you guys, but we are still thinking about that time he smiled. Like that's
that little man's grin.
Ugh.
His little cheeky grin.
What's he planning? I love him. Okay, continue.
Anyway, it's okay to make fun of something as overwrought as Radiohead's oeuvre sometimes, because they can get pretty serious and pretty like political.
The world has problems. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. Like we say, it's either Banksy or Praxy. There's a lot of Praxy, but there's a lot of Banksy.
There's still some Banksy, and that's fine. And I think it's different. Well, it's obviously a billion times different than what Weezer's doing here, but it's like,
when people say that this is an album, that this is dealing with the same issues as OK Computer, and I don't think that's true, because OK Computer is about like a real thing that is happening or was happening in 97.
Yeah, like real actual like, hey,
problems.
like the future is coming now. How do we handle it? Like, I don't know that we can. Maybe we can. It's kind of frightening though. And that's a genuine fucking thing. We're still like, that's why I think the album is still prescient to this day. Like, it's like, hey, maybe we should like think about computers though. Like, I know that's also reductive, but it's not wrong, right?
And yeah, like we should think about computers, and we should think about like the problems that might come with a more technological society and the way that they're being used against us.
And exactly. And that's a genuine conversation you should have. Not, is it cool if Becky's on her computer watching K-pop and doing homework? That's not a conversation we should be having, because there's nothing there. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it literally doesn't matter, Rivers. And like,
the chorus.
The chorus is way less interesting than the verse is musically, which is another problem this album has, is where it starts off with a fun instrumental in the verse, and then Rivers comes and ruins it, and then the chorus then gets bad. Like, it's this crazy thing where the band like comes up with this riff, and then Rivers comes on, and they're like, oh shit, yeah, we gotta play down to his level. All right, jump into the boring chorus.
So the second verse, old maid in the cottage next door. We don't see her much anymore. She plays solitaire on her desktop, searches for her kids, now she can't stop. Did she think she'd go out this way? That is... Who cares?
Oh no, how dare she play solitaire? What is that? She's bored? She's retired?
It's COVID.
It's COVID. She's bored. What do? Guess what I did yesterday? Played solitaire. That's a normal thing to do, Rivers.
I was reading in the New York Times a couple weeks ago. I don't make a habit of reading the New York Times, but I still read this because I
like that that's something you have to address.
It felt like I felt like out of my mind reading this article, where this kid was being admonished for playing Fortnite during a pandemic where he's at home all the time and going to Zoom school.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should kill him. Like, what? Who gives a shit?
They were basically like, they interviewed the father, and he was like, I feel like I failed as a father because he's playing so much Fortnite. And I'm like, he can't go outside.
What
can't
is he
do
supposed
shit.
to do? That's where his friends are. They are playing Fortnite because they also cannot go outside. Like, that's what I was explaining to my grandmother. Like, she didn't have the, like, she wasn't, like, angry about it. She was just like, boy, they're playing a lot of video games these days. And I'm like, well, yeah, Grandma. I mean, a lot of these video games, they're mostly multiplayer these days, and that's where their friends are because they can't go to school. And she goes, oh, okay. That's neat.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally, like, my grandmother, who's almost 80, is more in tune with this stuff than fucking Rivers Cuomo. Like, I just explained it to her like that. Like, oh, hey, they're hanging out with their friends in the way that they can.
Yeah.
Given what with everything going on these days. Like, who gives a shit? And Rivers has this big stick up his butt about it from 2012 that he's singing about it still. Like, I don't understand it.
So the top comment on the Genius page for this song is, I think Weezer fans are turning against him. Because basically, so here are the comments.
Okay.
This song is just quote unquote technology bad.
Yeah.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer is a really good reply.
And
that's what this album should be called.
And this guy went through a phase of shit posting on Twitter and got more popular from it and is now complaining about people shit posting on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, didn't he delete all his tweets? Because they were all fucking creepy?
No. At one point...
Or they were just old and he just felt like it?
No. At one point, I guess that his Twitter account became things that people sent him on Snapchat. He just reposted what people said.
Huh. Oh, so it was kind of like out of context. There's these really bizarre things.
Yeah, and that was the shit posting that he was doing, and then I guess he stopped doing it, which I think is funny. Like,
no, that's a good bit. I didn't know. Because I assumed with him, when I was like, oh, he deleted all his tweets. Well, I hope someone got screenshots of that fucking creep. Because that's what I think of him. Which I guess was unfair. I'm sorry in that one case, Rivers, that I was unfair to you that one time.
I think it's a very funny bit.
Oh, it's a great bit. I think I might have to start doing something like that.
But don't turn around and then admonish people for
doing shit like that. Fuck off, yeah.
Or for being online. Like, anyway, Bird with a Broken Wing.
Oh my god.
Can I tell you what the artist said about the song before we talk about it?
Oh, the artist. Oh, there was an artist involved? Oh, what did they have to say? What did they say?
In an interview with Apple Music's Zane Lowe, which, here's the thing. Okay. Bless Zane Lowe. Bless him so much.
Wait, Zane Lowe as in Zane as in...
No, Zane Lowe, the host of the Apple Music One radio show.
I don't know. There's too many Zanes.
Well, he's a bald British guy who's very excited about everything.
Oh, Zane. By the way, Zane from my middle school. Shout out to you if you're listening.
Shout out. I don't know you, but...
Shout out to... Zane was cool. Zane was cool. Okay, anyway.
So
Apple
Zane Lowe. Bless Zane Lowe. Because he gets handed just some stinkers sometimes. He's a radio host. He's basically paid to be excited about everything.
Yeah, that's fine. That's part of the job. Yeah, it's like a customer service thing. You kind of have to put on a,
Yeah, and he's like Nicolas Cage, where Nicolas Cage puts 110% into every shitty role he gets.
You know what? And that's admirable. You gotta... Because I've worked in broadcast. That's hard. That shit's hard when you're like, oh, fucking... and here we are with this thing,
Yeah.
It's hard to turn on like that.
Poor Zane Lowe, who had a couple months ago a really, really just like enlightening conversation with Tom York where they high-fived, and it was weird to watch Tom York high-five a guy.
Oh, you gotta send me that clip. Sorry, that's gonna have to... later, but yeah.
So... he had to interview Rivers Cuomo about this album.
Ugh, this one that we're listening to?
This one, Okay Human by Weezer.
God.
And he had to ask him about the meaning of a lot of the songs.
Well, boy, I wonder what they are.
He asked him
tell us what Screens is about.
He asked him about Bird with a Broken Wing. And he said that he wrote it because he was feeling pretty irrelevant and passed over and past his prime, just feeling pretty sorry for himself. Here's the thing. He was right.
Oh, you got him.
Oh, got him. Sure, yeah, whatever. I think that this song is a lot of complaining about how he used to write good songs and now he doesn't anymore.
So he's the bird with the broken wing.
Yes. This is about himself.
Well, they should shoot the bird in the head. I'm sorry, I hate to pull an old yeller here, but I think, sometimes the horse got to be turned into glue, am I right?
Here's my thing.
Quit, Rivers. I'm saying quit. Quit your job, Rivers.
Even with all this, like, wailing on it. I think we wailed on him harder than we have Phil Selway.
Well, because he deserves it way more than Phil Selway. Phil Selway's a fucking...
Phil
shout
Selway
out
tried.
to Phil.
Shout out to Phil.
Huge shout out to Phil. Phil tried. Oh, you're going to put that on the man's tombstone? He's the drummer for Radiohead. Like, that's... Sure, he made, like, a regrettable album that one time. He followed it up with a pretty good one.
Yeah.
And the first one wasn't that bad. We were just... That was good-natured ribbing. We genuinely hate Rivers Cuomo. Right? Like, I'm not speaking for both of us.
No. I hate this man.
Okay, good.
So here's the thing. Like, why put this on an album?
Well, because, so, like, he really wants you... He's obsessed with this album, and I think in general, I guess, I don't know. This is my introduction to Weezer from the Red Album, you know, the one with pork and beans. So this is, maybe this is why I don't like this album so much. It's very off-putting. So yeah, I mean, I think the reason this song is on this album is because this album apparently is just super duper obsessed with making you feel like super duper sad, you guys, I mean it, you know? And the more he tries to make me feel super duper sad, you guys, I mean it, the more cringe piles up in my stomach and makes my ulcer worse that I'm probably getting. Like
it feels like he's just like it's a sympathy pull.
It feels like Pixar films lately.
Yeah.
It feels like, okay, I know you guys like got a reputation for being the like heartstring tugging family film people, but like you're really fucking stretching for it now. To be fair, I haven't seen like some of the more recent ones. I've seen some of the recent ones and you know, whatever. But anyway, here's the thing, Mace. You're going to have to take on the rest of the review of this song because I did something that I don't think has been done in Picking Up Something Good history.
What'd you do?
I couldn't finish this song.
Holy shit. I
got so fucking fed up with it. I listened to this album twice, which was a chore. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I have viscerally disliked an album this hard. Like, I know I'm sort of playing it up for the podcast, Mace. Like, obviously, because we're all just a big jokey...
Yeah,
whatever.
We're having fun.
I'm not, though. I genuinely dislike this album. And I've never... Even the songs that I don't like, I listened to Pull Revolving Doors like 6 times. Right? Yeah. I will listen to it again because I do not skip a song on that album. Because I have respect. Okay? So
this is different.
I couldn't do it. I skipped at the 156 mark, which I think is like the third chorus. The second chorus.
Jesus. Also,
couldn't do it.
The fact that the songs are this short and you couldn't get through it is like a testament to the quality of this record.
How long is Bird with a Broken Wing? It's like 3... It's not that long. It's not 4 minutes, right?
Checking right now, it is 6 hours. No.
Wow.
It's 3 minutes, 51 seconds.
Yeah, see, I saw that and I'm like, I can't fucking do it. I got 2 minutes almost. I'm tapping out. Sorry, bro.
I think you got the drift of what Rivers was trying to say.
And I just fucking did not pick up that drift. Didn't want to.
I gotta tell you, the first time I put on this album, I turned it off and I put on the new Death Cab for Cutie covers EP instead.
Oh, no shit. They have a new covers EP.
Yeah, they did the King of Carrot Flowers Part 1. It's very Libby, because it's the Georgia EP to celebrate Georgia going blue.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's pretty Libby, but it's a bunch of really good songs.
I'm not gonna turn my nose up at good songs, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're saying is this is worse than that.
Yeah, and then immediately after this, I put on the new Madlib album.
Oh, how's that?
It's pretty good. It's arranged by Fortet. It's a really good album.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, so those are the 2 good recommendations for this episode. So this is a law and emergency bulletin, but don't think you're not going to get something good out of this. Don't worry. We're giving you good information as well as all the stink about Rivers Cuomo. You
should listen to Death Cab for Kitty's Georgia EP. You should listen to Sound Ancestors by Madlib. Arca just put out an album, an EP that's really, really good. Burial's got something coming out in a couple months.
It's a good time for music, folks.
Good time for music, except
it's not
for this
a good
album.
time. Yeah, it's not a good time here, especially with Dead Roses. What do you think, Mace?
Here's my thing.
Okay, I want to hear your thing.
Dead Roses.
Okay.
At the beginning, and this might be sacrilegious.
Oh shit!
Not in the literal religious sense. But,
then I'm not that interested.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool.
If this had just been that acoustic guitar at the beginning, it would have approached a Mount Erie song for me.
Wow.
Like if he had just kind of taken it to a lower level and just sang just that acoustic guitar.
Okay. Strip it down.
Strip it down completely.
Just his voice and the acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I think Rick Rubin's a piece of shit. But he's right in that a lot of songs should be just stripped down.
Yeah, well, he's got to... Unfortunately, you do have to hand it to him there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I would like it, because I don't in its current state.
Yeah, neither do I.
Like, wow, what's sadder than a beautiful flowers, but it didn't get water? That's so sad. Don't you want to cry, Mace?
I do want to cry.
Mace, don't you want to just tear your flesh asunder? Oh, Mace, please say yes. Mace, please say yes. Rivers wants you to know how much he can think of sad stuff. He can think of so much sad stuff, Mace, because he's just that good at having so much depth.
So, here's the thing.
I'm sorry, I'm done. Continue.
No,
I just had to get that off my chest.
You're valid. And this is kind of an observation on the album.
Okay.
And I wrote this for Bird with a Broken Wing, but I feel like it's applicable for every song.
Okay.
This reminds me of the song Chad Kroeger wrote for Spider-Man 2002.
And they say
that a hero can save us.
I'm not gonna
stand here and wait. A much better song.
And Superman is cool too, but this song is about Spider-Man.
Yeah, like this album feels like an album of end credit songs.
That's what I mean about, like, I said that about all my favorite songs. It sounds like the end credits to Wes Anderson. So this is the end credits for what? This is
the end credits for, like, some Focus Features thing.
Oh, yeah. Some, like, mid-budget drama that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Like, they don't make those anymore because
they
it's
just
only,
don't.
like... Yeah.
They just don't.
And if it does, it's being financed by, like, Tencent.
And it's on fucking...
It's on Shudder.
Yeah. Tubi.
It's on Fubo. Pluto.
Actually, Pluto TV is kind of interesting, but it also kind of sucks.
Yeah, because they have shit like Snakes on a Train or Transmorphers.
Yeah, they have like the Asylum Pictures just 24/7 channel. They have a 24/7 channel of just Mystery Science Theater, and also there's a channel for Riff Tracks. There are commercials, but it's kind of neat. Anyway, no free advertisements. What are we doing?
Yeah. Anyway, enter promo code Picking Up Something Good.
PUSG at checkout. And then when it doesn't work, complain to them that it doesn't work so they can come to us and ask to get a sponsorship deal. So that's our goal. There's just
everything
so little
happens
to talk
for a reason,
about in
Nikki.
this fucking... Yeah.
And I don't have anything to talk about. It's fucking instrumental.
It's the least offensive song on the record. I wish the whole thing was instrumental. Let's move on.
Yeah. I have something very funny to tell you about Here Comes the Rain.
Oh, I think you mean Here Comes the Sun.
No, I mean Here Comes the Rain.
Oh, interesting. They're doing another fucking Beatles thing.
This is more... Why didn't they call this, like, Sergeant Pappers?
Sergeant Plappers. Oh, they're just a little plappy, like little fuzzy wuzzy. They turn into furries, so they're like Sergeant Plappers.
They could have called it Abley Road.
Abley Road. Aptly Road, because everyone's on their apps these days, am I right?
It's because you'd be on that phone, says Rivers
And then
Cuomo.
the cover art is them walking down the street, but they're all on their phones. So one of them's getting hit by a car because he didn't see because he's on Snapchat, YouTube.
Oh, and they're all on the Pokemon Go, so like it's like that picture where Pikachu's riding the human who's looking down at their phone.
And this innocent job creator comes up and says, "Hey, do you want a job?" And he's like, "Nah, but do you have a Pikachu?" And then he fucking shits on the job creator. It's disgusting.
Ugh. I think that all millennials, they don't deserve small business loans that we get.
We should take the PPP loans for ourselves. These fucking slobs don't know it. As you can tell, we've been pent up and very angry. We're turning into Bane, but without the nuclear bomb.
This is an aggressive episode of Picking Up Something Good.
Yeah, I really do feel like, I hope it's okay. Like, just know that we're mostly joking when we get angry. It's just that we've been inside for a year. We've been inside Mace for almost an entire year. And I think we've gone past becoming the Joker. I am becoming Bane without the nuclear bomb.
So here's the thing.
The nuclear bomb kind of destroys his point. Am I right?
Do you want to hear something that will make you even more the Joker?
Oh, go ahead.
Do you know what my original point? Do you know what the song is about?
What?
The 11th track on OK Human, Here Comes the Rain. The title is a nod to the Beatles' Here Comes the Sun off the Abbey Road record.
Oh, okay.
The LA Times wrote, a seeming account of self-encouragement that Rivers Cuomo wrote for his friend Sam Harris, the button-pushing author and podcast host, as Harris was getting beaten up online for some outrageous statement or another.
Wait. Sam Harris? Like,
yes.
Wait. Hold on. Why is that name so familiar?
Is
that, you know how you have a name like you know from online is like, is that name I know from Twitter because I like them or because I hate them?
So this guy he's a podcast host. He hosts a podcast called Making Sense.
It is this guy, the fucking right-wing asshole that I lived with in Chicago. Loved this dude, which is always a bad sign.
Influenced by Richard Dawkins.
Yeah, like that's
by
not
Dick
great.
Dorkins.
Wait, Here Comes the Rain by Rivers fucking Cuomo is about Sam Harris?
Hold on, you didn't let me finish.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Cuomo
also said, I felt like I have more experience dealing with the internet and trolls because that all arose right when we were making our most controversial records. I wanted to explain to Sam Harris how not to get sucked into it. The song's original chorus, he claims, don't go on Reddit.
Well, hey, listen, if anyone can give advice on how not to get sucked, it's Rivers Cuomo. Am I right?
Boom!
Boom!
I gotta drop a boom sound there.
Yeah, I'll send you some appropriate air horns. I think we should do more sound effects in the show. What do you think?
We should. Season 3, I think we should do way more sound effects.
Season 3, you know what? Keep this in the podcast. This was like an original, like an aside that Mace was going to edit out. We're pivoting into sound effects this time.
Yeah, nothing but sound effects.
This is the time to do it. I think will sue us less than Radiohead did. I think that was the reason we didn't do so much Radiohead.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm bleeping out the band name.
Yeah, good. Oh, it's a little treat. Yeah, that's right. Fuck.
So this is a song about how his weird just asking questions bro podcast friend was sad, and he wanted to cheer him up and tell him, don't listen to the people who are trying to cancel you for being a piece of garbage.
I'm going PvP on this dude's ass. Him and Sam Harris. I'll take them both on. Little wimpy pieces of shit. Oh, Redditors are being mean to me because I'm bad at what I do. God, I am sorry I'm so aggressive this time, folks. I don't know if you've seen the news.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I don't want to spoil it for you. It gets really interesting. Anyway, so Here Comes the Rain sucks. I wish he didn't sing on it, because his lyrics and himself sucks. Does he have a deal with the Morton Salt people to mention their mascot? Is that did they get because he has an Audible deal and he mentions the Morton Salt girl in this? Does he have like a salt deal now? If you go to morton.com/Weezer, can you get free salt?
Let's find out.
Actually, can we?
Weezer? No.
Oh, okay. So that's one of those things where he just mentions it. I wonder if he tried. So he went to Audible and it worked apparently. And I wonder if he was like, maybe if I slip in another corporate thing, I can get honey, do we need anything from the store? And she's like, we're kind of out of salt. Could you mind picking up some kosher salt or whatever for for cooking?
I got it. I'll write a song about salt. And then 6 months later, I'll try to get a sponsorship.
Oh, hot cha, babe. I've got the grandest idea. He talks like that for some reason. I don't know.
I think that we could maybe the 2021 slate for Neodetritus could do with some product placement.
Oh, actually, what would be okay? So let's actually, folks. I'm sorry. There's so many. We haven't done podcasting in a while. We only do texting when we don't do podcasts. We don't really call each other, so that's why there's so many tangents today. What product should we try and get?
I think that Nikki Flowers 2 should have an ad about Fry's Electronics. In the middle of it.
Wait, that would be really good. I just mentioned, maybe not an ad, but maybe a hide-in ad for Fry's Electronics, where it sounds like it's part of the song, but I'm actually trying to get Fry's Electronics to give me sponsorship deal so I can get free SD cards.
SD cards?
Doesn't it? It's the one thing you always need, but it sucks to buy, right? Because it's I don't want to have to spend $30 on this tiny little thing that just goes in my computer or whatever.
I haven't owned a 3DS in years. I don't need it. I don't need an SD card.
I don't know what to tell you, Mace. But I don't know what else they sell at Fry's Electronics.
They sell.
This is your idea.
As co-producer.
As co-producer of Nikki Flowers 2 coming up to Neodetritus in 2021. Stay tuned for more info. Fry's Electronics, I think we should dream bigger. Let's get fucking Quiznos, baby. Let's get those free Sammys.
I think that we should cover the Quiznos sub song.
Oh my god, with the weird little guys?
Yeah,
From the
equals
commercial.
subs.
Oh my god.
Now they are special price $2.99. That's a better song than any of these songs.
I would take, you know what? I want to do a covers album of just that song in a bunch of different styles. Wait, I should do that for Bandcamp Friday. Okay, you heard it here first, folks. God, there's just so little to talk about this song.
Everybody got the little tidbit that I'm co-producing Nikki Flowers to, and then they got the tidbit that you are going to potentially write a covers album for the Quizzo subs.
Mace, this is an emergency bulletin episode. We are giving the emergency. I came up with these ideas on the spot, and I'm sticking to them because you're not editing them out. So that's that on you. Haha.
Okay, so track 12, the last one. Thank God.
Oh, thank Christ. I don't know what else to talk. I mean, that's why I ran out of stuff.
La Brea Tar Pits.
Most of my notes are just me yelling at Rivers Cuomo, to be honest.
Rivers, on multiple platforms, has been hyping this song up for months. It's
this song? He's been hyping this one?
He was hyping this one as like a big closer, like the big...
Oh, fuck. How could he make something so cool, like the La Brea Tar Pit, so fucking snore-inducing?
Have you been to the La Brea Tar Pits?
It's cool.
I've been to the La Brea Tar Pits quite a few times.
I've never been, but
it's in mid-city LA. It's so nice to walk around in.
Yeah. How could you make a song about that be like shitty? Because that sounds like a fun place to be, right?
Yeah.
Isn't there like a bunch of dead goopy guys in there?
Yeah. Basically, what would happen was that like, you know, you'd get a woolly mammoth would get stuck in there.
Which rules? I mean, sorry, rip in peace to the woolly mammoth, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then like a tiger would try to come in and like,
and then he'd get
eat him, but then they both drown.
Yeah. So there's just a bunch of like skeletons and shit down there.
Yeah.
How do you get them out?
I don't know. So here's what.
Well, Mace, I thought this was what the emergency bulletin was.
No.
Oh, it's Weezer, right? Oh.
It's Weezer.
God,
so
okay.
here's what the artists have said about the song. Basically, it's Rivers Cuomo giving that same exact kind of explanation of the La Brea Tar Pits, as if I don't live here, and as if I don't know exactly what the La Brea Tar Pits are. They smell also. He says, all those animals ended up extinct, so I think it was a metaphor for me feeling the world has evolved beyond me and I'm going extinct, and no matter what I try to do, I'm just stuck here in this tar.
Gee, I wonder if there's a theme to this record.
It's just...
I wonder if that's why he chose to pivot to a more Baroque sound. Like... Because he made his sound... He didn't... Because you can, like, bring in an orchestra and make it sound modern and bring it... Like, introduce a modern orchestra into your own sound. But he purposely made the orchestra and all the, like, stuff, the instrumentation, he purposely made it sound kind of old and, like, sort of 19th century a little bit, you know?
He made it sound sad.
Right. And so he's, like, clearly, like, going through it. And if he was, like, a better, cooler guy, I would feel... sorry that I've been beating up on him for the past, like, hour and a half.
20 minutes?
Yeah, so, but, you know, fuck him.
I don't like the song, and the fact that it ends with, and I don't know if you notice this, I don't know if anybody noticed this, really, beyond, like, the lyrics page that I'm looking at. It ends with a callback to Undone the Sweater Song.
Oh, wait, I didn't pick up on that. Where?
At the very end on the piano, he's playing... bung 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 bung, like the
oh yeah.
He's playing that.
Interesting. I was so done with the record, I wasn't even paying attention, to be honest. I was so happy that it was almost over. I really did. This is the worst album we've covered on this show, I think. I think that, like, it's kind of hackneyed. The entire thing feels extremely hackneyed. That's a really good word for it, because it's just so, like...
And here's why I'm so disappointed. I know Rivers is capable of writing good songs, because
he did before. He did once.
And every Weezer album has at least one or two good songs.
So, like, what the fuck is happening?
There is a outtake from, like, the album that was going to come out instead of Pinkerton. It's a concept album called Songs from the Black Hole.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a lot of the songs on there were incredibly sexist. It was a space opera about
it's
boning women in space.
Yeah.
The final song is one of the best songs I've ever heard. It was going to be called Long Time Sunshine.
Wait, that's true. I did hear that.
Long Time Sunshine is a beautiful song. It's genuinely reflecting on, like, should I go back to school? Should I keep being a rock star? Should I like, because it's just like kind of, I guess, a direct reaction to the Blue album.
Just super honest, yeah.
Super honest and super real. And instead, he decided to go with like the weird, horny Pinkerton album.
Oh, I know. It just...
And then, because that didn't do well, he stopped writing anything that was, like, personally identifiable for, like, 20 years, and I feel like that part of his brain has just, like, disappeared.
Atrophied, yeah.
He's not good at writing things about himself.
No, and he used to be.
Here's
Because
the thing.
Long Time Sunshine is, like, it's really fucking good, actually.
That's the thing. Like, songs like that are great, and then even... the songs that are barely about anything, like, yeah. I can shit on Weezer's like later work all the time, as much as I want to.
It's very easy to. We've been doing it for a while now.
But
just now,
songs like "Island in the Sun."
Oh, I mean that's an all-time classic. Yeah,
like those are incredible songs.
Yeah,
they're not about like any personal things.
No, "Island in the Sun." Guess what? That's about an island in the sun and how it's cool to be there. That's great. Songs don't always have to be about a big thing, you know.
Yeah. And I feel like he's got some kind of like thing in his head where he's like, I've written too many non-personal songs. Now I got to write personal songs, and now I got to do It's weird. Like he keeps getting pulled in a million directions.
He wants to, yeah, like he wants to be in this, and pulled in different directions by himself. Like he wants to be in the spotlight, but then he's like, well, no, I'm being a little too vulnerable. Let's just sing about how cool it is to be rad. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But then he gets like, I feel like he gets self-conscious about like just making like rock and roll for rock and roll sake songs. And he like wants to go back to like being introspective, but then he gets scared of that again. You're right. Like it really does feel like that.
Despite all this,
I still hate the dude.
I still hate him. But I'm still excited to listen to Van Weezer because it's rock for rock's sake.
Because I think they do that better. This kind of indie twee bullshit, I don't know. I guess we kind of just laid out all we want to say here without turning on our transmitters. But I guess, I don't know. Do you want to turn on transmitters to see if we pick up something good?
Let's see if we're picking up anything good.
All right, we'll see if we got more to say.
Mine broke.
Yeah, mine didn't do it. It just says ERR, which I'm pretty sure just means error, probably, right? Does yours have like a little LCD screen that like has little?
No. This is all just it looks almost like a modular synth.
I don't know. I guess I have a different model. I mean, I know I don't like it, but the fact that has the transmitter ever broken like that?
No, it's never broken.
I don't like what that means. What does this mean?
I think it means that we didn't like it and it didn't like it.
I'm not fucking picking this up ever again. I think that's what that means. I'm never listening to this goddamn album ever again.
And we're finally free of it.
Oh, Mace,
we made it.
It wasn't even really about OK Computer.
No, not anything. Nothing about it.
Fuck. Well,
this has been Picking Up Something Good, a limited event prestige podcast about Weezer and Radiohead.
Yeah.
I'm Mace. I play music as Echo Vessel.
You almost said mucus.
I play mucus as Echo Vessel. I have a reissue coming out this week. Hopefully this episode comes out this week.
Oh yeah, should.
It should.
Yeah.
I've got a reissue of an album I did in 2013 called Here. It is out this week.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I knew about that. I just remembered.
I have shirts that are coming out this week that are really, really cool.
They are really, really cool. How much are they, Mace?
They're $25.
Mace, $25 for a shirt? That's nothing. You kidding?
That's absolutely nothing.
So, do you see how I'm like being like a pitchman? Like
yeah,
a spokesperson?
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. It'll work. Trust me. Cut this part out.
We run a label called Neodetritus.
Yeah.
We've got that here. We got that here reissue coming out soon. I'm working on an album, which is, I guess, news to the Picking Up Something Good community. I'm working on an album. I've got more news about it later this year. It's just I started in early January, but it's been a month. And also we have Nikki Flowers 2 coming out at some point.
Yep, that's true. So that's me. I'm Nikki Flowers. I play music as Nikki Flowers. I can attest to everything that Mace has just laid out so far. And I would add that Nikki Flowers 2 refers to me, obviously, that album. I'm doing kind of a Weezer thing, actually, Mace. As you know, I'm doing like a Nikki Flowers, like, there's going to be like a bunch of albums called Nikki Flowers. And they'll be numbered, but the number won't be on the album art. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it'll be like, like whenever Weezer is like, this is Weezer. And it's like, oh, wait, it's Weezer again. I do like that. I like that they do that, and I am stealing that from Weezer. So
Yeah.
Because it's just fun. I don't know.
I think that you deserve to steal things from Weezer as much as you can.
I'm going to steal that man's life. I honestly, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on the podcast. You may have to cut direct threats out. That's going to be sad. The episode's going to be like 30 seconds at that point. Damn. Okay, well...
Where can we find you on social media? I forgot to mention that I'm Echo Vessel on Twitter, or Echo Vessel 3 O's on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Fuck the Echo Vessel that took your actual name on Instagram.
It took my life.
Wow. Wow. I'm on Twitter, at YifPolice. I'm still trying to get at Nikki Flowers. There's a spam bot that, for some reason, Twitter has decided is the rightful owner of it. But yeah, at YifPolice for now. You can find me at nikkiFlowers.bandcamp.com. Since fucking the last time we put out an episode was September or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah, like 4 months ago.
I put out like a bunch of stuff. You just go to my Bandcamp, you'll see. And so thank you again for being patient. And 2021, we're gonna hopefully be a little bit more
regular.
We're gonna try not to go 4 months or whatever between episodes, at least. So
hopefully you should see the finale of Picking Up Some Good soon.
Oh, real soon. Yeah, we're working on that. So anyway, enough about us. How are you doing?
See you later.
Oh, okay. Bye.